Okay. Hi, Andrew Barrett. I'd like to explain a little bit about how I've written this thing called Flying Rhino, because I know a lot of people are fairly impressed with it, and I don't say that lightly. I'm really impressed that they're impressed, and so I thought people might want to learn how I kind of wrote this thing. I don't know exactly how I wrote it. I was noodling around on my uncle's piano on Christmas. That would be last year, 2006. So Christmas 2006, and I came up with a nice phrase. I was just noodling around looking for a novelty figure, and I was in E flat because it's a real. I think E flat, personally, to me, is one of the easiest keys to finger on the piano. It lies really well under the hands as opposed to G flat or even C, which is all white keys. That doesn't always lie well for me. So anyway, I came up with kind of this. And I hit that, and I thought, oh, well, we'll just continue that. And this B here was actually originally a wrong note, if I remember right, that I hit. And I came on that, and I thought, oh, what's this? Because I had just been working out a pattern, and suddenly I hit this, and I think, well, what chord does that suggest? And some other composers, they might think naturally, because there's a B and a D sharp, or whatever you want to call it, that that's a B major or B7 chord. Well, to me, I tend to think of more modern chords, and I think, in my opinion, more pretty chords. So that actually suggested an E major 7 with the 9 added. Or maybe not the 9, but E flat major 7. And of course, I came up with that. I managed to get it. So here you have the phrase, the basic phrase that goes up and comes back down again. Okay, and so I thought, wow, that's amazing, because for you non-musicians out there, I believe it's a very difficult thing to do, to modulate up a half step and make it sound smooth, because it's pretty radical. You're going from here to here, and I know on the keyboard it's a little motion, but as far as musically and key signatures and things, it's like all the way around. It's like going from 3 flats to 4 sharps, or the equivalent's like all the way on the other side of the circle of fifths or circle of fourths. So an easy modulation would be like C to F. And sometimes you can get away with one going up a fourth, or I mean up a fifth, or whatever. So like C to G. So you go up D7. So those are fairly easy modulations, but this, I just happened upon this by accident, and of course it's all based around that melody. You got to have that melody there, and so it also, you'll see that I develop it a bit. I go to the 4 chord in E major, so that's A, and then I do a quick 2-5 minor 2-7. Oh yeah. So like the boppers would do. So. You can hear how there's a 1, 4 in the new key I modulated in. 2, 5, 1. So fairly simple things. You just got to remember it's all written in there, because we're still in the home key of E flat. And then I thought, well, now I'm in E. How am I going to get back to E flat again? Because it's technically the home key. So I did a little turnaround. I got out of this. Well, I didn't copy it verbatim, but I was inspired by some progressions I learned in this jazz book I have at home on jazz theory. I think it's called the Jazz Theory book, if I remember right. Anyway, so it's just, 2-5, 2-5 with a minor 7, and actually I add the 9 for a bit of color, so there's the 9. There's the 9 again. 9 again. So it sounds really radical, but the chords themselves are fairly simple. Minor 7 and a 9 chord, which are fairly basic modern chords. But the thing is, it's going up in whole steps. So that's basically a 2-5, but there's no 1. You go to another 2-5, and there's no 1 again, another 2 5s. And suddenly, and so this is just a bopper modulation where we go up like a half step above either the root chord, like you're being C. Okay, or you could do, so above the 5 chord, you go down. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. I mean, we're modulated around, but that's why that D7 is suddenly in there, and we're back in A flat. And A flat becomes minor, and then we're in G flat, and I thought, oh, blankety blankety blank, I was supposed to have used that turnaround to go back into E flat, and now I'm in G flat, which is another weird place to modulate, up a minor third from the home key. That's also another difficult place to modulate. So I thought, so how am I going to get out of this one? I thought, well, maybe I should just rewrite that. And I thought, no, what would like a classical composer like Mozart or somebody do? And I thought, well, they'd go with the feeling, like they'd develop the piece, long form. So instead of doing like what some Tin Pan Alley composers do, which is just repeat the first 4 whatever verbatim, regardless of what goes in the middle there, so I'd be back at E flat again. I thought, why not repeat it but in the new key? So now it's just basically almost a repeat of this, only it's in the new key G flat. So, oh man. And then I use the same modulation going up a half step to a G major 7. So another 2 5. So it's basically the same progression again in the new key. Instead of E A F sharp minor 7 B 7 E, we have G C A minor 7 B 7 G. So basically 1 4 minor 2 5 1. Okay, so another basic progression, and now I just had to write this turnaround so we would get into E flat, because I know there's some composers who like to write things super long form, and at the end of a strain they won't even be back in the home key. But I think, well, I gotta repeat this thing, you know, it's gotta kind of go back into E flat. So I came up with should be self-explanatory when you get the music. So do I have enough time to play that, just the first strain one time through? Okay.